Please be advised that this video is for the sole purpose of entertainment. Any views are purely my own, are subjective and may not necessarily be true. I do, however, do extensive research for all of my videos. All photos have been found on the public domain. I am using them under the fair use and fair dealing guidelines. I urge everybody to do their own research. Well, hello, it's Murky Meg here. It's Sunday the 14th of June, and first things first, this is a follow-up to my previous video with regards to Jessica Mulroney and Meghan Markle. Yes, it's finally happened. The guillotine has come down and we believe that Mulroney has been markled well and truly. Or so we think. It's been said by a friend, nothing has actually come from Markle herself, but friends have suggested that she can't continue with the relationship in public because of what has happened with Sasha, Exeter and Jessica. That doesn't necessarily mean that she won't have a relationship with Mulroney, but it will be more on the downside. A lot of information is swirling around about this. And Meghan is apparently disgraced by her friend Jessica Mulroney. But it seems that Meghan feels that she cannot continue in public with the friendship because there is too much at stake. Now, we knew that Jessica has been accused of manipulating news stories and trying to spin them in a positive light for Meghan herself. That has been raised in the court case. This will very well affect that court case. I suspect that Meghan will be very friendly behind closed doors because she knows that Jessica is a linchpin to her court case. She is more than likely one of the 5 friends that will have to be called as part of that case as a witness. And if she doesn't keep her on friendly terms or tight-knit community within her circle, then that could very well go awry for Meghan herself. In researching, now, I also found out that this isn't the first time that Jessica has tried to manipulate the situation with the royals. She's also been accused of disrespecting Kate, the Duchess of Cambridge, in an Instagram post which was later deleted. Now, this happened back in January when Kate posted some pictures of Holocaust survivors as part of one of her projects. And then following that, Jessica wrote on her Instagram, "Pretty pictures are pretty pictures. Strive to use your platform for good." This was at the time considered to be major shade. There have been other incidents, of course, when Harry and Meghan's announcement that they were going to leave the royal family came. She also put on Instagram that a strong woman looks a challenge in the eye and gives it a wink. So she is a strong contender of the best friend for life category for Meghan Markle. So I don't think she will be well and truly markled just yet because there's too much to lose. Also, Jessica knows where the skeletons are buried. Anyway, that was the first part of the video. This is what I really want to talk about. News is hitting this morning that Doria, the lovely mum, has moved in with Meghan and Harry in their £8 million rented home. It's not their home, first of all. It's Tyler Perry's home. They're just squatting. They're not renting, I don't believe. I do not believe for one second they will be paying a penny for that house. But that's just my opinion. So apparently Doria has joined Harry and Meghan in the Hidden Hills mansion to become the unofficial nanny. Now, there's a couple of issues that I have with this. First, didn't they harp on how amazing they had with the nanny when they went to Africa? We saw her in some of the pictures there. Apparently, she was amazing because she knew her role, she was professional. We have had issues in the past when nannies have been sacked. Whether or not those articles were true, there's always an element. There's no smoke without fire, is there? So, why is Doria moving in when she only lives just a couple of miles away? And also, why is she the unofficial nanny? Is she on the payroll? Also, what exactly are Harry and Meghan doing at the moment? They're probably having meetings because they want to jump on the old bandwagon of every single thing that trips up in today's society. An issue gets raised, oh, Harry and Meghan on that bandwagon right there. They've done it so many times previously and they're doing it now. But why do they need a nanny? That's my most important question. They are two in their 30s adults who surely if you can't handle a child, then don't have a child. Why on earth do they need a nanny? Is it just a convenient way of A, getting Doria on the payroll, and B, having her there to do everything possibly? It's an easier option, isn't it? So it seems that Doria is now living with Harry and Meghan, and all I can say is that didn't take very long at all. I believe that this was Meghan's plan all along, to get everybody inside her bubble and manipulate the whole situation out of Harry. I'm actually chuckling quite a bit. Poor old Harry. You know, he's moved to a brand new city halfway across the world. He's been ripped apart from his family, be that his idea or her idea. Your guess is as good as mine right now. And then his mother-in-law moves in. Henpecked Harry, poor him. No wonder there's rumours flying around that he's enjoying drinking buddy nights with Adele. Yep, that's been suggested that he's enjoying Adele's company on drinking sessions away from Meghan, and she isn't very happy about it. But like all blinds, take that with a pinch of salt, please. Isn't it time that Doria got wheeled out for another photo op? Because, you know, it's been a while, hasn't it? Now, the other major issue that I have with this is that whoever has put this out, that she is now the unofficial nanny, it's rather strange because I seem to remember Meghan, when she was an up-and-coming actress, saying that she struggled with her identity when she was a child and going out with her mother because everybody assumed that Doria was her nanny. Surely you don't want this kind of same pattern happening over and over and over again. Why put your son in the same situation that you yourself were so traumatized with? Because to talk about it, you must have been affected in some way. Now, you didn't have to say that she was the unofficial nanny. You could have just simply said, do you know what? We're struggling a bit, we'd like a bit of support. That in itself is perfectly fine and quite understandable, I might add. But by calling her the unofficial nanny gets people's backs up because nannies get paid. Doria should not be on the payroll. That's my personal opinion. Harry and Meghan are still getting money from Charles. Is that money then going into the bank account of Doria? Is she staying there rent-free as well? Questions, so many questions. Or is money that tight that they can't afford a nanny anymore? They've sacked her and then said, wait, Doria, you'll help us out, won't you? Yeah, but we're not going to pay you though. I'd really love to know which one it is. Is she being paid or not? So, curveball, is it true? That is the thing I want to ask you. Do you think that Doria has moved in with Harry and Meghan? Or do you think this is all a play for the Black Lives Matter movement? She is really putting her walls up, saying, I've got a strong support network around me, and look, it's my mum, isn't it fantastic? I am on your side. Is this to align herself with where they want to go? Because they've put Archewell on hold at the moment. The news is spinning all of that, saying that it's not the right time, that they're focusing on the Black Lives Matter movement. That's where they can see doing the most work. No, that is completely wrong. And any journalist that doesn't do due diligence isn't doing their job correctly, because quite frankly, it wasn't about this. They had filed their trademark papers incorrectly, and they have until August to file them correctly and to issue them. And if they don't, it all goes away and they have to start the process again. The reason why they can't get Archewell off the ground is the paperwork hasn't been completed. And also, part of this article that suggests that Doria is now the unofficial nanny, it says that Harry's made a new best friend in Liza Minnelli. This is extremely bizarre, in my personal opinion, that these two people would become friends. And I think, personally, it's trying to get the Diana card crowbarred in there when really there isn't one to play. Liza Minnelli was Diana's friend, and perhaps they're trying to suggest that, you know, that he's trying to build his roots, he's trying to get to know, he's trying to work, because that, again, another article has come out and said that Prince Harry admitted he knew personally how important it is to share your grief during a chat with a Tunisia terror attack survivor. Now, fair enough, that's extremely important in grief. I I will not knock him on that. With grief, you have to deal with it in your own way, but ultimately you also have to talk about it, because otherwise you just won't ever get over it. But this is 2 articles this morning that link Harry quite strongly to Diana, and that's this one and the Liza Minnelli, when we all know that Liza was Diana's friend. So they're trying to crowbar Diana into the mix yet again. I agree, like I said previously, that everybody needs to talk about it, but unfortunately Harry was also caught being a speaker at an event where he spoke at length about how he coped, or how he is coping at his mother's death, and he charged for it. That is a no-no in my book. Over the last 2 days, the newspapers have been absolutely rife with articles about Harry and Meghan. So it seems that maybe they've got an influx of money and they've paid sunshine sacks, or they know that they need to stay in the media to stay relevant if they want to push along their agenda. If they're going to delay the Archewell organisation, they need to put themselves right smack in the centre of everything, because if they don't do that, nobody will take a blind bit of notice to them. Unfortunately, what that has a knock-on effect. People get saturated, and because they have pledged that their need for privacy is so severe, then that gets everybody's backs up and says, well, why on earth we're hearing about you? You wanted privacy. Go away. You can't have it both ways. You can't have privacy, yet also be front and centre of what you want and to take things forward in the Black Lives Matter movement. It is a juxtaposition. It's counterintuitive, and it will not work because people will just go, not these two again. So I would love to know your thoughts on everything that I have discussed in today's videos. Do you think Jessica Mulroney will be well and truly markled for good, or do you think she will be kept on the outer fringes and kept sweet because of this court case? What do you think about Doria moving in? Is it true, or is it just to spin it because they want to align themselves front, right and centre of the movement that's going on right now? If it's true, God help Harry, I really, really do, living your in-laws. Oof. What about Archewell being canned for the foreseeable future and being delayed, and that they're not pushing forward with that at the moment? Why do you think that is? Do you think it's a trademark issue, a COVID issue, or do you think that they are literally jumping on a bandwagon and going, oh, we'll do that later, that'll be fine? And finally, what do you think about Harry and Liza Minnelli's friendship? I'm sorry, I just find it so bizarre. As always, let me know what you think and have a wonderful Sunday. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit the notification bell, and also that like button. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all of my followers for all the tips and all the emails, DMs that everybody sends to me. It really is greatly appreciated. So thank you very much for watching once again.